Good afternoon. This is Dominic with the Back Vlog, and Robin might be very rowdy because I had just got home and she's very excited to see me. This is a video that's a little bit, not a little bit, it's very different from the content I usually do on this channel. As I start this YouTube channel and am kind of being more intentional with the channels that I watch, I'm trying to build a small community. And one of the channels that I came across that I ended up really liking was a channel that goes by Tofokyo on YouTube. And he just did a video yesterday as of recording this, talking about his iPod and his, his CD ripping journey and making a digital library of music. And I actually do the same thing with my vinyl collection. I just wanted to talk about ripping vinyl and making digital copies out of it so we can all no longer be slaves to the Spotify machine, to the Spotify AI military funding machine. Obviously, there's a few things you're going to need. You're going to need a record. You're going to need a record player. I heavily recommend getting a record cleaning kit because static and dust will definitely affect the way that the recording comes out. You hear pops and vinyls with records, and sometimes that stuff is scratches, and a lot of the time it's dust. People associate that sound with vinyl, but it really shouldn't actually be there. And I don't know off the top of my head, but you need a USB cable. And because I have my turntable on the opposite side of the room of my computer, I also have a USB extension cable to my computer. So that's all the hardware that you'll need. As for the software, there's a few things that you'll need. One thing that I actually want to experiment with is a website that Tofokyo mentioned in his video, which I'll leave the link to that video down in the description. It's a very entertaining video. It's a very entertaining channel. There was a website mentioned that you can get high resolution album art from. I also like to use Acoustica products. I've been using Acoustica products since high school. I like Mixcraft, which is a very cheap DAW, but it's a one-time buy, and it's maybe $80. It's not a subscription or anything. I would recommend using that, but I'm sure you can use Audacity also. I don't really know how their EQ functionality is because I don't use Audacity, but if you can change EQ in Audacity, I would recommend that if you can figure that out. But I tend to like Acoustica's Mixcraft. You're going to want to use headphones when you do that and make it sound as closely to the digital version as possible. So I don't know, go on YouTube or something, and if you need to add any low end or high end or mid range, do all that stuff. I actually, because I do this so much, I have a template for it now that I saved, and it gets tweaked every now and then, but it mostly stays the same. And another thing you're going to want to do is make sure the volume is good as well. You don't want it too loud or too quiet, because if you're listening to music on your phone or something and it's a different volume than a different album, you're going to find yourself adjusting volume very frequently. So just keep those things in mind whenever you are working in Mixcraft. Acoustica also has this app. It's a one-time buy as long as you keep the registration key. It's called Spin It Again, I believe. It'll basically record your record. There's a setting for tapes also. I haven't really experimented with tapes yet. There are basic EQ settings that you can put on to get rid of light pops, among other issues that could have happened in the recording. There's also a feature that will separate the tracks. I don't tend to use it because I prefer to do it myself. A lot of times there's going to be an album where songs blend together and it doesn't really pick that up very well. But if you're picking a very easy record with very distinct starts and ends to tracks, this app will actually detect the starts and ends of those tracks. Again, you could probably just use Audacity for the recording as well. I think that this is very streamlined and easy to use, and that's why I prefer it. And then there is another app. This one is free, not Acoustica. This one is called MP3 Tags, I believe it's called. It took a little bit for me to learn how to use, but once you know how to use it, it's very handy. It's exactly what it says. You can update, or you can change the track number, you can change the composer information and the album artist and the titles of the tracks. You can add, this is where you add the album art in. So yeah, I really hope that helps. Obviously, CDs are a lot easier. I just prefer vinyl as a format. If there's any questions that you have about this, I will answer them to the best of my ability if you leave your question in the comments. Thank you for watching this very different video from my usual content. But if it was informative, I'm glad it helped.